Well, welcome everyone to the Content Profit Show, episode 26. And I want to thank you right off the bat for helping make this such a success very fast. And as I've said before, we started out with one a week, quickly went to two, and in the new year, we're doing three of these interviews a week, and space is filling up. So if you want to be on this show, like Miss Sherri is, and I'll introduce her in a moment, you go to the contentprofitshow.com/, this is real technical, guest. Thecontentprofitshow.com/guest. And there's all the information and you can get scheduled. All right. So coming up, this is our last episode of 2022. And I'm dating myself here, but our stuff is evergreen, so it's okay. And then we'll start back on the second, Monday the 2nd. And you're invited to, of course, join us then. Now, on to the main event. I want you to meet my buddy, Sherri Proctor, all the way from Southwest Florida. Now, see, I love that background. Okay. We got palm trees and Christmas stockings. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
And having lived in Miami, Winter Park, and Tallahassee, I get it. I get it. So welcome, Sherri. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Enjoying the weather and enjoying a little bit of downtime between the holidays.
Yeah, I know. I heard you guys had a heat wave down there.
Well, yeah, today is a heat wave of 60. It's 90 for 9 months, and then all of a sudden it went to the 40s. So
Welcome to Florida.
yes.
I was no, I don't want to tell that story. When I lived in Tallahassee, having lived in Miami and Orlando, I knew about heat in the summer, but Tallahassee heat, it's hotter than any place I've ever been. Hotter than Key West, hotter than New Orleans. We used to call them 4-H days, hot, humid, hazy, and 100.
Yeah.
And I still have a picture that I took of a local bank time and temperature at 7:30 one summer night, and it was 104 degrees. It's just here. People that had any discretionary income came up where I live now in North Georgia
Right.
or South Carolina. But yeah, I feel you about the heat. So you call yourself the drone chick. What's that
Yes.
about?
I am a certified drone pilot. So I focus a lot of my photography on real estate, and the drone just happened to be the perfect fit for that. So when I got my
Wow.
certification, they said, when I went to go get certified, they said, "Hey, we're so thrilled that you're here." And it was at a airport hangar, where I had to do the testing. And I said, "Why am I late, or is what?" And they said, "No, you're the first woman in Sarasota that's come and got certified." So that made me super excited. So of course
Yeah,
now there's
you.
other women, but in it, obviously I wasn't the first woman ever, but it just, kind of put a fire under me that I'm the drone chick.
And see, you can always use that now in
Mhm.
marketing materials. The first woman to, you
Right.
know, that's huge. That's huge. The first, the biggest, or only are great words. That's really cool. And I love how you've combined really two niches, really three: photography, drones, and real estate. That's a nice combo. So
It
all you
is. I'm
creatives
enjoying
out
it.
there, whether you're listening live or on the replay, you can combine these things. Okay. So kind of like the way I've combined my old psychology background with content, and every time I write something, the psychology of opt-in pages. Um, anyway, people love that kind of stuff. Let's go over to your article. Whoops. And we'll start over here. There we go. Actually, let's go down here. There we go. 3 valuable suggestions for preparing your home before selling. I like that title. Notice over here what we talked about. Sherri Proctor is a freelance photographer and drone pilot on Florida's West Coast. This That's so visual. I love it. Her passion is real estate, aerial, and commercial photography. Interesting stuff. All right. Realtors everywhere want to know these tips. Is that an island house?
No, that's not actually. It's in Sarasota.
Okay.
It's just and it was just a big, huge house happened to be in taken just as I was writing the article.
Okay, perfect. I love you using your images. Sherry's Island Images. I love it. Okay. Nice seating here. When you implement these tips for prepping your home for sale, your home will be as good as sold. How can they not read this after you say that? Very nice. Number one, remove the clutter. Um, I want to hook you up with actually my Monday guest, Cynthia Alexander out in Dallas. She has something called Bust the Clutter or Break Free from Clutter, something like that. Y'all might be able to do some things together because I love it. Rent a storage pod. Yep. Um, I have one I want to get rid of. I go over there every time thinking, let's clean this out. And it's like, but I got to keep, and I don't have room for that. Um,
Hmm.
uh-huh. Tip two, repair or replace anything that is in disrepair. Um, isn't it amazing? And I'm guilty too, how people just, here's the thing, and I think a lot of people are this way. You could put a dead pig over on the floor here, okay? And if I walk by it 3 times, it's furniture.
Right.
And I just don't see it anymore. And folks like you come into a house and go, uh, what's the craziest thing you've ever seen that needed to be fixed?
Um, I'd have to give some thought to that. I've definitely seen stuff that make my head shake, but at the moment I can't. I'm not. I'm drawing a blank. You put me
Okay,
on the
it'll
spot.
it'll come up. Okay, it'll come up. Um,
Yes. Okay.
so let's see. Tip number three: clean like you've never cleaned before. I love that phrasing. How'd you come up with that?
Uh, just because people have told me every time I go into a house, people are telling me, like, I'll tell them, don't stress out. We'll kind of go through each room and that, and they're, oh no, my house is clean. And then I get there and it is not clean.
Yeah,
Like it is not.
yeah,
And I don't want to be rude and I don't want to make fun of anybody, but it's like this isn't clean. So take it to the next level. Like do it
yeah.
like you've never done it before.
I
So.
really like that. I think
I
that.
did think of the worst thing that I had to shoot around,
Okay,
in a
well,
house.
please, what was it?
It was a man who was selling a house. His wife had Alzheimer's, and she was in the bedroom. And he said, "I want you to shoot the bedroom. I need to show the bedroom. Just ignore her." And I was like, "No, you got to be kidding." And the realtor was there, and he was there. They were insistent. So bless her heart, I went in the bedroom and I was shooting in that bedroom with that woman in the bed, and I was horrified, and
Oh
she
my
was
goodness.
horrified. I can't believe anybody would do that, but that was hands
Especially the
down the
realtor,
worst.
but good lord, good
Yeah,
lord. Special
so
place in hell for that guy.
I know.
And bonus tip, speak with your realtor. Oh, cool. I love it. Um, I like this. There's lots we can do with this. And then your invitation. Okay, so nice use of 3 tips, which will make our stuff even easier when we go over here. And so this is kind of a outline of your new digital empire as we pull things together. Um, Medium articles, videos, other free traffic. Did you know that Medium, you can have videos on Medium?
I don't think I did.
Okay, we'll talk about how to use that in real estate later. Um, so um, the easiest thing this is a short mini book. Okay, and I use both those words not redundantly, but to make a point. Okay. Do you know that you can take the article that we just looked at, PDF it, upload it to Amazon, and sell it, which
Really?
is crazy cool to me. Um, but yeah, absolutely. So, I would encourage you to, add some stories and different things to each of those points. But that's what I like about that is it's easy to do, right? And it's going to be a $17 product or whatever, but you're getting buying behavior. And you know what the coolest thing about buyers is they buy.
Mm, Okay, yes.
And so those a percentage of those $7 people are going to spend hundreds of dollars with you, and this is a good thing. Um, now, um, have you done any webinar stuff, online courses, any kind of things?
I have.
Okay, so like a next step up would be a master class. Um, gosh, you could teach. You know what you could do is um, you could do a master class like this to realtors anywhere. You know the power of residential of home photography, or sell your home quicker, or some play on words about a picture paints $10,000 more or something.
Right.
Um, so and then way over here, and I don't know that we'll do this, but I'm going to put it up um, as a membership. Um, as I say, I don't know that we will. It occurs to me that, like the woman I mentioned to you before, that takes pictures of senior girls, not 75-year-old girls, but senior and high school girls.
Right.
Um, uh, she not only does she have a membership, but not for the kids. She has a membership for photographers that want to learn how she's doing it, right?
Okay. Right.
So that's a potential for you of other um, real estate people, not in your general area because you don't want to train your competition. Um, but with the things we're going to do, you won't have any anyway. Okay. Then um, some kind of course. Really cool thing about having a course is the numbers show that about a third of the people that take a course wind up getting in a membership. Um, and let's say we took those 3 tips you just gave us, and we turned it into a 3-part course. A module each, add to it on the front end to get started here, on the rear and next success steps, and you got 5 modules. The cool thing about that, um, every one of those individual modules could be its own mini course. Okay, like a mini course on, you know, how do you remove clutter? You're probably real gifted at that, and I want to introduce you to my buddy that does that. How do you what do you repair and replace? How do you do it without taking a financial bath, right? How can you
Right.
tr- how can you trust the person that's coming? And
Right.
clean like you've never cleaned before. That's that's almost a little book by itself because
Right.
the title's so cool. Um, I mean, there's a guy, forget his name, but his website is askthebuilder.com, and he's a builder. And what he's done, Sherri, is he's taken the notion of building a house and he's topic sliced it into literally dozens of topics about a house. I mean, the guy's got, I don't know, at least 10 videos about a roof, you know? And so you could do that just with this cleaning. How do you clean a dog or cat carpet? You
Right.
know, how do you clean, the basement room that your kid lived in? How do you clean, the place where everything's been tracked? Um,
Hmm.
you know, do you get the cat smell out of the carpet, or do you like first house I ever bought? Okay, I should have noticed this in the beginning because one of the bedroom windows, all the times I was over there, was cracked open. Like now that I look back, I went, that was a sign because that's where this person's cat peed.
Oh yeah.
And once everything was out of there, it was like, oh my gosh, not going
Yeah.
to be able to live with this. And
It's
we
like
ended up.
people that have cookies baking in the oven, they're hiding
That's
something.
right, exactly. Yeah, that's not just for show, right? We ended up having to pull up the rug, pull up the what do you call that? The padding, um, and pull up the what do you call the wood with the nails in it? for the
Uh,
rug, whatever that is.
underlayment.
Yeah, and we had to pull all that up and get something to coat the
Right.
um, the cement to get that
Yeah.
smell away. It was so
That's
I mean,
awful.
you could do tons with this. Um, and like I said, if you do the course first, and you've already got each mini course. Um, the cool thing, as we do more Medium articles together, will be you can invite people. Like a lot of my articles will have two invitations. One, get a free this over here, and two, go grab this ebook, mini course, masterclass, right? Um, and the day my eyes kind of opened about this, because back in the day of easing articles, the one that first did this kind of stuff that Medium is doing so much better at, you could have opt-ins, but you couldn't really sell, right? And then LinkedIn publication came along, and I noticed this guy doing short little quotes, and then his upsell was to this, like, I don't know, $10 ebook. So I got a hold of him. I said, how's this performing for you? And he said, well, I'm making tens of thousands of dollars. And I said, from $10 ebooks? He goes, in part. And then it's all the stuff we do afterwards. Like, oh, okay, I get it. So it would be an easy sale in the real estate world. Go get a short mini book on how to clean up a house, you know,
Right.
or those 3 steps or whatever. And the cool thing is a percentage of these people are going to go all the way through. That doesn't mean they got to start here. Somebody reads a Medium article and wants to go here, we'll let them, right? Um,
Right.
I've actually heard of people that won't let that happen. They make people start here and have to work their
Mm.
way up. And I'm like, okay, just what's that phrase I came up with for from a long time ago? The sales prevention department. Yeah, that's from the sales prevention department. We don't do that. All right, so um, here we've got the makings of a new digital empire, and as you look at this, which one jumps out to you as, hey, that's where I want to start?
Um, probably I would probably say a mini course or a course.
Okay,
It just seems to me like that's where my comfort would be.
okay. So I'll highlight these to help us remember going forward. Because really, when you build that, you built the ones before it. You just got to break it up. Um, and we can build it there if we want to. All right, awesome. This has been a fun interview. I love interviewing people that have different interests and they've combined them into one, like you. So before we wrap up, any questions, ma'am?
I can't think of anything.
Okay,
This
okay.
has been fabulous.
Thank you for being here. The replay of both the podcast and the podcast will be available at thecontentprofitshow.com/E, little letter E26 for episode 26. Thecontentprofitshow.com. Look at me looking in the camera. We're not even on screen. Here, let me fix that. There we go. Hi there. Um, it'll be at thecontentprofitshow.com/E26. If you want to be in Sherri's seat, folks, not in her actual house there with the palm trees and the
Yeah.
Christmas stockings, but where you are.
I'd make some coffee if you came, but
Yeah,
okay.
sure. I love it. That's the best answer yet to that line. Thank you. And so it's like when I go into grocery stores and the clerk says, did you find everything okay? And I like to look from side to side, lean forward. And I said, yeah, unless you're hiding stuff. And, at the best, it breaks them out of the cashier's trance. But the best answer I got was somebody goes, yeah, back behind those curtains, there's a blue room. You can get some, you know, strongly rated stuff. And I'm like, okay, good answer. Thank you. And so, anyway, if you want to go do that, it's thecontentprofitshow.com/guest. Sherri, thank you very much for being a
You're
great guest.
welcome. Yep. Thank you.
Folks, we'll see you back here. Um, where we'll talk with somebody on the next episode. And this is I didn't do this on purpose. This is just you guys did this. But her whole thing is decluttering. So
Mhm.
we'll play off of this and introduce these folks too. All right. Thank you, Sherri, and folks.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you being here, and enjoy the upbeat, make you want to run through a brick wall outro music.